What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Just waiting for everybody to come in. I'm gonna go over the 5 herbs and minerals to hack hair loss. So if you're having issues with hair loss, if you're having issues with thinning hair, then I'm gonna go over the 5 herbs and the 5 minerals regarding how to hack thinning hair, your hairline that's disappearing all of a sudden, which it doesn't happen that way. Let me make sure that I'm locked in. I'm on the right. What's good? What's good? What's good? Just waiting for everybody to come in. So let's go ahead and get into it really quickly here. Some of you guys may not be aware, but in 2018, over 66% of men under the age of 35 experience some type of hair loss. And hair loss comes in many forms and facets. You have thinning hair, which that's hair loss. You have alopecia, which is Latin for hair loss. You have your hairline that's disappearing, that's hair loss. So there's many forms of hair loss, but it's all the same, right? You're losing your hair. And now I've talked about different triggers of hair loss. And a couple of those triggers are stress. Another trigger is inflammation. And there's a variety of other triggers. I've also been able to talk about the myth that is genetics that triggers hair loss, which I already debunked and shared with you guys that is not genetics. It's actually the mitochondria along with just the lifestyle that you are living. But let's go ahead and get into the 5 herbs and minerals to hack hair loss. One of those minerals that we're going to talk about is ashwagandha. Now, hair loss is an issue for everyone who is experiencing it. I had hair loss back in 2018. This was August that I noticed my hair thinning, and it wasn't until November that I got it checked on by my dermatologist at the time. So I really didn't do anything about my hair loss until 3 months later, from the time that I started to notice it, and my barber at the time started to notice my hair was thinning. And you wouldn't even know if you are experiencing hair loss until 50% of your hair is gone. Then at that particular time, you will begin to realize, oh wow, my hair is thinning. So what are some things that you can do? And I'm going to share with you what you can do. But also remember that hair loss, there's not one silver bullet. We take a systematic approach, meaning that we look at a topical solution, and we also want to look at an internal solution. So that way you create a sandwich, right? You want to create a sandwich because you can have nutritional issues or deficiencies. You can have bad gut health, which can trigger hair loss. I already told you inflammation. I've also free radicals, which can cause hair loss as well. So like I said earlier, there are quite a few triggers that can cause hair loss. But one of the herbs that I would recommend you guys to get is ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is a stress adaptogen. Seeing that stress is one of the triggers that causes hair loss, what ashwagandha would do is basically it will help balance out the homeostasis of your hormones. Now, you know, we can stress from just work, right? You going to work, you're feeling stress. Stress can also come on from the things that we are putting on our body and in our body. For example, if you're using, let's say, a heavy metal such as aluminum. Everyone, you guys can go check your deodorants today. I'm sure that you'll find, for some of you may not because you may be using our natural deodorant, but for those who are not, check your deodorant. It may have, more likely has aluminum in it. Aluminum is a heavy metal. Aluminum can cause stress. So those are various ways that stress can happen to the body that can eventually trigger hair loss. So with ashwagandha, that's going to help with balancing your hormones, so you have clear mind, right? That you can work better, you can execute your day, and you can feel confident throughout the day as well, without having to deal with anxiety, without having to deal with high cortisol, because an excess amount of cortisol can also trigger hair loss via stress. So you want more energy, you want to focus better, you want strength, and you want better overall health and better overall mood. Ashwagandha is what I would recommend. And we also have ashwagandha. There you go. We have the organic ashwagandhas that we've been taking. I've been taking for quite some time here, but we just launched this about a month ago. So hop over to evanalexandergrooming.com and you can grab your ashwagandha herb. The second point that I want to talk about to hack into hair loss would be iodine. Iodine is a mineral. Now, iodine is very important because your liver needs iodine to make T3. And T3 is part of your thyroid, right? So it helps with producing, helping the mitochondria to power. I couldn't even say that. Couldn't get it out. It helps your mitochondria to power your hair follicles, so that way your hair can grow, which I talked about, where it's not genetics that causes your hair to grow. It's the mitochondria that it impacts and affects your hair to grow. Well, you need you need liver, because liver is going to help with making a element called glutathione. Glutathione is a master antioxidant. And as I stated earlier, what is a trigger for hair loss? Free radicals. Well, you need glutathione because glutathione is an antioxidant that's going to neutralize the free radicals that will trigger hair loss and also trigger gray hair. So make sure you get you some iodine. You can find iodine in our My Growth gummies. Again, if you guys are just hopping in, I'm sharing with you guys how we look at hair loss, not from a narrow lens, but holistically, and why we take a systematic approach to hair loss, and why some of you guys may only pick up one product and think that that's going to be the be-all, end-all. Unfortunately, that may not be the case, and then you have an expectation, and then that particular product doesn't meet your expectation because you didn't uncover that you have to take a system-wide approach to when you're thinking about hair loss, because hair loss can be triggered by so many things. Fried food, for example. So make sure you guys getting your iodine in as well. The third point that I would like to, or hair loss hack that I would like to share, is turmeric. Turmeric is, we all know what turmeric is, or we've heard of turmeric at some point in time in our life. And turmeric is an anti-inflammatory. As I stated earlier, inflammation is a trigger for hair loss. So you want to make sure that you get you some anti-inflammatory herbs, turmeric for specifically, to help with reducing and eliminating the inflammation in the body, because once you get the inflammation in your body, it can shut down your mitochondria, and your mitochondria is the reason why your hair follicles are being powered and giving energy to grow within its growth cycle, hair cycle rather. So make sure you guys get you some turmeric. The fourth hair loss hack that I would like to share with you guys is saw palmetto. Saw palmetto is an herb that has been used as before you and I have been here. It's an ancient herb that helps with reducing, eliminating DHT. DHT meaning dihydrotestosterone. And what the dihydrotestosterone does is it miniaturizes, it shortens your hair growth cycle, which miniaturizes your hair. So you want saw palmetto because that's going to help reduce the DHT. And DHT is not bad. DHT has been given a bad rap, but it's actually not bad because it is responsible for the hair growth that you see all over your body. So DHT is not bad. It's when you have an excess amount of DHT. No different as cortisol is not bad. It's just when you have an excess amount of cortisol. Just like estrogen is not bad. It's just when you have an excess amount of estrogen. That's when it kind of gets into the red zone. But there are studies that do support that saw palmetto is a natural hair loss remedy. And that's why we have saw palmetto in our My Hair Repair Serum. We also have saw palmetto in our My Shampoo for the hair, and we have it in our conditioner. Again, we're taking a system-wide approach. So we want to make sure that we have a topical therapy solution for hair loss, and then we also making sure that we have something that is working inside the body, such as our turmeric, our ashwagandha, our My Growth gummies, which would help with assisting and healing and repairing your body, so that way your hair can grow strong and freely. And last but not least, the fifth hair loss hack that I would like to share with you guys is selenium. Selenium is a trace mineral that is not widely found in foods because, one, the soil, the topsoil that is, has been depleting over time. And so as time goes on, we're not going to be able to find all the minerals that the body needs. The body needs over 90 minerals a day, per day. So you have to replenish the body each and every day with minerals, each and every day, for the body to work properly. Okay? So selenium is a big mineral that our body needs in order to fight diseases, in order for the mitochondria, I don't even know why it's not being able to fluidly come off the tip of my tongue, but the mitochondria is going to help with that. It's also going to help with free radicals, so your hair can grow healthy. Again, we want to be able to counteract these various things: inflammation, free radicals, stress, that are triggers. And selenium is a mineral that the body needs because inflammation can shut down the mitochondria, and once the mitochondria is shut down, then the hair growth cycle is shut down. When the hair growth cycle is shut down, then your hair will begin to miniaturize, and it will not grow full and strong the way that you like it. That way it gives you confidence to conquer the entire day. Another reason why we need selenium, because it's great in the process of fighting off hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide is partly the reason why our body or our hair turns gray. So you need selenium as one of the trace minerals to counteract and get that pigment right back into your hair if you are experiencing gray hair. Now, some of us love gray hair, and then some of us want to make a change. So for those who love their gray hair, fine. Keep doing what you're doing. You're looking great. For everybody who's looking to figure out, okay, how can I reverse this and get the pigment right back into my hair, then selenium could potentially be an option for you. But we also got to understand that if you take selenium but you're smoking cigarettes, for example, then you're kind of like you're doing something good, but then you also go somewhere where it kind of counteracts that solution that you started to implement in your life. So you want to kind of think about that. I'm not here to tell you if you should smoke cigarettes, if you should not. However, if you are looking to get the pigment right back into your gray hair, then you may want to rethink that strategy in terms of smoking cigarettes, or find something else that you can do to get your nicotine in. So those are the 5 minerals. Those are the 5 herbs that will help you hack into your hair loss. Again, you have to take a system-wide approach. This is not something that you want to say, hey, let me go ahead and pick up one product. Because I see a lot of people doing that. A lot of guys are picking up one product and they're thinking like, hey, this is the end-all, be-all. And that may not be the case for you. So you want to uncover what is triggering my hair loss. And once you're able to figure out and find out what's triggering your hair loss, then now we can put a protocol together to help you implement this into your life, where now you're like, hey, I'm on the road to recovery. I'm on the road to healing my scalp, healing my body, healing my hair, so that way I can be confident and I can go out and conquer the world in the best way that I know to. Because hair loss can and will impact our mental health. And so if you guys need some science on that, just Google it and there is a litany of resources that will show you how hair loss and mental health, and how hair loss impacts your mental health. So you guys can do that at your leisure. Other than that, outside of that, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. If there's something that I missed, or maybe I didn't go into explaining as well, please let me know down in the comments, and I can really kind of double down on some things. But in terms of guys who are experiencing hair loss, and in terms of guys who are experiencing thin hair, these are some hair loss hacks that can assist you on your journey.